You know what they say, it's all about the Benjamins. Great news today from Port Canaveral as they give an update on their financial stability. And the key word is stability. As for months and months, it has been unstable. But now, the Port of Canaveral is turning a profit. We will share with you the great news of a great port, one of our favorites here among many of our islanders. Plus, there's one cruise line, international cruise line, that is selling at 100%. Several of you have seen this story, and it's starting to cause many of you islanders to wonder, when will American cruise lines, when will U.S. cruise lines sell at 100%? We have the story, international story, plus what it could mean for capacity levels going into the fall, winter, and next spring. Let's talk about all the cruise news right now on Island Time. A big Thursday hello to all you islanders. We've almost made it to the end of the week. I am so happy that you're here with me today, right here on Island Time. I am your host, Derek, and fall is officially here. I've got the head cold, the first one of the season, and you know what? I'll take it. The cooler temperatures at night are awesome here in Arkansas. The leaves are starting to turn different colors of orange and red. It's awesome to see, but I'm sorry that you have to put up with the way I sound today and probably tomorrow. Let's get right into the news. It's so nice to be able to spend some time in the islands where all of us want to be, and let's get started. Great news for Port Canaveral. We love Port Canaveral. We've sailed out of there so many times. We've traveled to Cocoa Beach on vacation, and it's always fun to see the cruise ships. Carnival has so much going on right now in Port Canaveral. So does Celebrity, and Port Canaveral celebrates rising economic trends for the last part of 2021. Port Canaveral is, I guess we could say, sailing into profitability. That's right. For the first time in more than a year, Port Canaveral has turned a profit, and it's great news. It's great to see anyone, whether it's cruise lines within the cruise industry, whether it's hotels, it is local restaurants, airlines, or these ports in general who have gone through so much over the last over a year and a half now. They're able to turn a profit. Officials there at the port said that cruise revenue was non-existent just months ago. We all remember that before the restart, there's $0 coming in from the cruise industry. But now they're projecting what could be the best year yet for cruise revenue. You heard that right. Going from zero to what could be the best year ever at Port Canaveral. Great news for August, said Captain John Murray, CEO of the Carnival Port Authority. It was a pleasure to meet John when we were in Port Canaveral earlier this year. For the first time in 17 consecutive months, he says, we actually earned enough money to cover all of our operating expenses. You know how good that feels. All of us have been through tough times in our personal lives. We've struggled maybe even to pay our own personal bills, and we know what that feels like. Some of us are in business. We know exactly what it feels like to barely get by. Some of us work for others, but we've seen the same situation, and it's great to see that Port Canaveral is turning the corner. John Murray shared that 7 ships right now are sailing from Port Canaveral with paying passengers, and those cruise lines include Disney, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and MSC. The Norwegian Escape, of course, is going to be there in November, which will add another cruise line and an 8th ship. John Murray says we're ranging anywhere from 40% passenger capacity, and that is Disney and Royal Caribbean is around that number, all the way to 75%. He said even up to 80%. I have not seen an 80% officially, but the Mardi Gras, several sailings I know has been well over 70, maybe at 80, depending on the ship. Before the end of the year, Port Canaveral is anticipating the arrival of 4 additional ships. That is great news to see from Florida and for the cruise industry in general. And as they increase passenger capacity, the port is projecting a much better end to the year. And listen to this number. If it materializes, which we expect for it to do so, things have really settled down. The current protocols in place have really pushed this cruise restart to the next level. If it materializes, Murray said, it's $109 million in revenue, which is significant. That's better than any prior year that we've ever had. It's largely due to the things we've been doing during the pandemic to bring larger ships, more ships from cruise lines, and a whole new brand, which is MSC Cruises. That's awesome news. It is. And we hope that Port Canaveral turns that corner. We hope that Miami. And I put a request out to those that I know in Galveston. We cruise out of Galveston all the time. I put a request in to see how are you doing. I think they're doing okay there with all the ships selling from Carnival and Royal Caribbean. And they're investing a lot of money, of course, in the future with the Royal Caribbean terminal. Awesome news from Port Canaveral. We are proud. All of us Carnival cruisers, Royal Caribbean cruisers, the Mardi Gras being there, the Magic being there. We are happy. Now let's talk about capacity levels. This is interesting. It really is. I saw this today, and a couple of you Islanders saw this and had questions about it. You know, is this true? So I wanted to report on it. There is one international cruise line. Matter of fact, it's a new player to the game. It's a luxury cruise line with smaller ships, but they are selling right now at 100% capacity. They started much lower. They've moved to 100%. That cruise line is Atlas Ocean Voyages. A new cruise line, like I said, a luxury cruise line. They're selling at full capacity after their successful August debut of their one and only ship. They have more coming in the years to come. They've already announced them. They're building them. The World Navigator is the ship. The ship initially began sailing from the Greek Isles and Egyptian itineraries. And hey, would that not be awesome? That's a bucket list for me. They started about 60% capacity, and they have ramped up, much like American cruise lines have said that they're going to do. Here's a quote here from Alberto Alberti. He is the president of the cruise line of Atlas Ocean Voyages. He said, our first 3.5 months of operations had to be completely retooled, which were tough because our initial operations, we had 85% plus bookings. So they had to tell people basically, hey, can you move your cruise or can you cancel your cruise? We're only going 60% of capacity. He said we were able to recover. We came in right about 65% occupancy for those. As of this week, we were actually able to run a cruise that was on the original planned itinerary. They had to shuffle things up like all cruise lines have had to. The ship is full and things are going very well. And we're very, very pleased about that. Now, full capacity, we're able to deliver on our promise. Now, notice that Atlas has several promises. First off, they offer, again, a luxury cruise line. They offer medical evacuation coverage. It's included in your cruise fare. If you get sick on board and you need to leave, it's paid for. You don't pay a dime to the cruise line. You don't pay a dime to those who help you get off the ship and go home. It is paid for, your medical evacuation coverage. Also, a part of its safety protocols, Atlas requires all passengers to be vaccinated and they are tested. It's an antigen test before embarkation. So they're going at 100%. It's relatively new. It's within a week that they've been doing this. They made this announcement actually at the Sea Trade Cruise Global meeting that was in Miami this week. They're trying to be a bigger player in the game, but they just started, of course. We saw Arnold Donald there, Richard Fain. We had an episode about that earlier this week and their thoughts on Virgin voyages and other new cruise lines just like Atlas. But we're going to see how it works. You know, can they sell at 100% capacity? I think maybe they can because of the vaccine requirement, the testing protocols. Let's see if it works. Now, a lot of you do not care about Atlas Ocean Voyages. You're never going to cruise them. I'm probably never going to cruise them. But I bring up this story because it brings up the issue and the question, when will we see 100% capacity levels leaving from United States ports? Some of you think we're close to that, and I beg to differ. I do not think we will see full capacity levels until late next spring or next summer. And that's just being optimistic on the behalf of cruise lines. Those of you who have cruised lately know it is nice to have 50, 60, 70% capacity. We're never going to see it again. It's so nice to be on a ship that's more like a private yacht. But cruise lines, of course, and stakeholders want to see these capacity levels increase. I don't think they will before the late spring or summer, and that is the earliest. Here's some reasons why, again, that it's not going to happen for sure before then, if it even happens then. The demand isn't there. You're able to book a cruise right now. If a cruise leaves in the month of October, the sailings are open. You can book it. I'm still getting phone calls 2 days, 3 days, 4 days out. Hey, Derek, can you go on the Carnival Magic? Can you go on the Carnival Panorama? Hey, I can get you on the Vista. And that's 2 days out. Cruise lines are still trying to do what they have to do to fill the ships because they know that you will spend money once you get on board. Many of you have received special cruise offers, and that some of that could be casino offers. Some of them are not. Some of them are just you've cruised with Carnival or Royal in the past. They know that you cruise frequently, and maybe that you're in a group of people that can go last minute. So you're receiving these offers. The demand isn't there. Even if cruise lines wanted to book at 100% capacity right now, the demand is not there. Cruise lines, of course, they don't want to sell at 100% capacity. They're keeping those levels at 70, 75, maybe 80%, as we saw with Port Canaveral. But cruise lines do not want them at 80% or at 100% capacity yet, because we're still trying to navigate protocols. I really think we're on the right road with vaccinated cruises, and I know that leaves out a large group of people. We have a lot of people, a lot of islanders who do not want to be vaccinated. They ask me weekly, when do we think we can return to normalcy where they can cruise without being vaccinated? I don't see it right now, but the protocols of vaccination, testing, and even mask wearing, it's working. It's working. So I see cruise lines continuing to do that for the foreseeable future, keeping capacity where it's at, maybe trying to inch it up when we get to the spring. But what they're doing right now is working. I don't think we'll be at 100% capacity like Atlas anytime soon. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm cruising October the 21st on the Carnival Breeze. I will be there. I will be in Galveston the entire day before. And I'm looking forward to a cruise ship that has people on it, because I am a people watcher, but I'm okay if that is 70% capacity. What about you? There's some people we've cruised with in July. They miss the people. They miss going out on Lido and seeing all the people. It may be tough to get a lounger, but they're people watchers, and they want to see the interactions. They want to see people get up and dance. They want to see the hairy chest contest. Are you one of those people? Do you prefer to get on a ship? And yes, maybe you have to wait in line some places, but you get to people watch all that you want to. Or are you enjoying this once in a lifetime 50, 60, 70% capacity, almost private yacht? Share your comments and your thoughts in the comment section below. We would love to hear what you think. And if you have not joined our Facebook page, the link is below. Join it, and we always keep the conversation going over there. If you're not an Islander yet, please consider subscribing. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, so that when we upload content, you are among the first to be notified. We hope you have a great day, Islanders. We will see you tomorrow right here on Island Time.